Good morning, Breitbart. I am Allie J. Nikolai. Behind the camera is the always wonderful Matthew Purdy. We are live here inside Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania, right outside the upcoming Trump rally today at 2 o'clock. We are here where a line has already formed, all the way down the field with more buses constantly coming for this 2 o'clock rally. We are about 6 hours out, and people here are awake, they're pumped up, they're excited to see the president today with just a couple of days before the election. Now, a lot has been going on here in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a absolute must win in this election for both candidates, Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. So we're seeing him come here, visit here very often last week. More this week. He's going to be all over the state. I will be back live in Scranton, Pennsylvania on Monday, the day before the election, where there will also be a rally being held there. So he's really here in Pennsylvania, talking to Pennsylvanians, really asking for their vote. A lot also has been going on. Philadelphia, the riots have been happening. A lot of controversy with fracking and Joe Biden's comments about fossil fuels and energy. So I'm sure people here are going to be very talkative about all those issues. But thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that love button on Facebook. Share the stream if you want to get the word out. If you're liking what you're seeing, you can follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all of the like. Thank you again so much for your support. We do this for you. We're just as excited to talk to you as hopefully you're excited to see us today. So thank you so much. We're going to continue to walk down the line, and we're going to talk to some people today. Thank you.
Cut the whole line.
We've heard that before.
You're from Medford, right? I heard you're from Medford.
Move my chair out the way. Move my chair.
Awesome. So we here are live with Trump supporters here in line. If I could just have your guys' first name and where you're from and how that first name is spelled.
Kathy with a K, and I'm from Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
So what brings you here 6 hours before the rally? It's pretty chilly this morning. What brings you here?
I've been here since 3 a.m. and I can't wait to just be in front of our president. And I look forward to another 4 years of him. He's amazing. He loves us. He loves our country, and he's for us, the people. And that's what we want. We want someone for the people.
Now, Pennsylvania is a huge battleground state. If you could just kind of give our audience and people that aren't really familiar on what's really going on in the ground, what are you seeing with the energy for Trump, for Biden, just overall here in Pennsylvania?
There are rallies on every street corner, every intersection throughout Bucks County, Lehigh Valley, Upper Bucks, Lower Bucks. People are coming out. There's flags everywhere. I would say that this is Trump country, 100%, right? Trump country? I really don't think Biden has a chance in Pennsylvania, just personal. Not at all.
Now, a big question that's usually asked around this time is your life better off now than it was 4 years ago? So I'll ask you guys, is your life better off 4 years ago? And if so, how has President Trump helped that happen?
I have more money in my 401. Let's see. He's just for the people. He's our rights, our First Amendment, our Second Amendment rights. He's filling the Senate with people that are conservative and value life. I'm a Christian, and he values life. And that's what, and Second Amendments. First Amendment, our Constitution. That's what he stands for, and I think that's what the majority of Trump supporters stand for, the Constitution.
And you guys, I heard you say, a resounding yes. Could you guys kind of explain how the past 4 years has gone for you?
Just the jobs market and stuff has been amazing. I have more money in my pocket, my 401k. I got a lot more back on my taxes. And just the overall, he makes you feel happy. And, that's what we've always wanted to feel. The last 8 years before that, it was our family had a really, really hard time. And it's just been so much better now, like we all have jobs and, we have money in our pockets, where before we really struggled for 8 years, with the Obama-Biden administration. So, yeah, it was doom and gloom, and now it's like a lot happier. Right? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. I graduated college a year ago, and I already have a job, so that's a huge difference from the Obama-Biden administration. People living in their parents' basement for 5-10 years, not being able to get a job after college, and I was blessed enough to be able to graduate college and get a job within the first year after graduating. I'm actually a communication major. Yep. Really hard to find a job in my field, and the current job I have right now is specific to my company. It was created for my company to grow, which is something Trump is allowing companies to do. They can hire more people now, and more people are able to flourish and put more money in their pockets.
So the Pennsylvania Supreme Court has made a ruling saying that ballots will be able to be counted 3 days after November 3rd. What is your reaction to that? Are you worried about it? And should Trump supporters specifically be worried about it?
We're not worried because we're all going out to vote that day, and it's just not even going to matter. We'll know that day.
We're going to crush them at the polls.
Yeah, we're going to crush them at the polls. We're all going to vote. So the ballots won't even matter. They won't even need to count them.
We are going to crush them at the polls, but that should worry everybody, I think, due to the fact that these judges are trying to legislate from the bench. Mm-hmm. They're changing the rules midstream. The rules say this, but they're trying to say that. And that's, I think, one of the things that Trump is trying to put an end to, this legislation from the bench. Yeah. We have a House and a Senate for that. The judges are supposed to interpret the law, but you can't interpret it to drag it out. PA, now signatures don't even have to match. It's out of control. But even with all the cheating that they're doing, Tuesday, PA is going to be 20 electoral votes. End of story.
Now, my last question would be, what would be your message to President Trump during the last couple of days of this election cycle?
Keep doing what he's doing.
He's
bringing the country together. He's exciting people. Keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. We love you. Keep fighting for us, and we're here to support you.
We absolutely love President Trump. Keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for being always happy and joyful and keeping us, hopeful in these days, and we appreciate that. And we're going to appreciate you on Tuesday when we go to vote for you.
I love him. I talk about all the time how he's like the grandfather who's wanted, so I love him so much. I'm so thankful for what he's done for this country and the job opportunities I'm allowed to have because of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Just real fast, if I could have your guys' first names and how it's spelled and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Christine Kronmiller, Kronmiller. And I'm from Philadelphia.
My name is Ashley, Ashley, and I'm from Philadelphia.
What's your name?
Tim, Tim.
Where are you from?
Where you go from?
Quakertown.
Got it.
And Kathy with a K?
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Real quick, I'm going to just zoom in on this line, show you guys how long it is while Ali's finding our next interview where he... Alright, he got interviewed already. I tried. It's cold. I will. I got Look at that. Still going. Still going.
Awesome. So we are joined here with some more young Trump supporters out here. If I could just have your first name, how it's spelt, and where you're from.
My name's Jacob, Jacob, and I'm from South Jersey.
My name's Ethan, Ethan. I'm from Voorhees, New Jersey.
Awesome. And so what brings you guys out here so early? It's pretty cold out here. What really compels you to be out here for President Trump?
Well, for us, we're not the key voters he's looking for in Pennsylvania, who he's really campaigning to right now. But we're really here to send a message to, the country that we're here and we're loud and we're here to support President Trump, and we're not going to be a silent majority much longer. And that's why I came. So.
You saw the terrible thing that happened in Minnesota yesterday when the Attorney General and the governor colluded to keep Trump supporters out of the rally. And the president so graciously went and greeted the thousands of supporters that were denied access. Thank God that doesn't happen in Pennsylvania. Tom Wolf has some common sense. But I'm doing it for the supporters that are denied their right to see the president by unconstitutional and overbearing governors of the states of the United States.
Now, you guys are younger, which is great to see, or people are very happy to see, and I just want to give the viewers kind of what you're seeing at home with your friends, your neighbors. What is the energy around this election? What is it looking like?
Well, you see a lot more involvement among young people than I think you normally would in the past. I think when you look at it, everyone's picking a side, but with social media, everyone's involved. There's accounts on the left, there's accounts on the right. And what I see now is a lot more people with social media, they're seeing that, they hear Trump's racist, Trump's sexist, all that on CNN and the media. But, they see on these Instagram accounts, they see the Platinum Plan, they see all these amazing things that Trump's doing for the black community, and you see young people start to switch over. So I've noticed that among my friends, and it's definitely happening across the country.
I really think it's once you get away from the name calling and all of the gaslighting of the Democratic Party, young people actually start to realize, the Republican ideals and conservative ideals are actually what's good for America. Nobody wants higher taxes, nobody wants bigger government, and nobody wants less freedom. And limited government, freedom, and lower taxes has been practically the base of the Republican Party since it began. And whenever I tell people, whenever people argue that taxes should be higher, I say I'm offended by the fact that the government thinks that they can spend their money better than me, or my money better than I can. I said if they think they can spend my money better, they should stop taxing me, and then they'll have less money to spend. And then once they spend it responsibly, and I gotta go. So it was a good interview. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Awesome. So we're going to continue on the line. It seems like they're going to start allowing people into the venue. No problem. Thank you. We were in there a little bit earlier this morning. It's a pretty big venue. We are at an airport here in Reading, Pennsylvania. If you're just joining us, I'm Allie J. Nikolai. Behind the camera is the always talented Matthew Purdy. We are live out here at the Trump rally in Reading, Pennsylvania. One of the absolute hot spots for this election is the state of Pennsylvania. And there are a lot of supporters out here gathering. 6 hours, 5 hours, maybe even more. Yes, happy Halloween. Exactly. Happy Halloween, Breitbart. Gathering out here, just very excited to see the president later today. So we're going to try to continue down the line here, and hopefully there'll be a little bit of a stop of flow, so we'll be able to talk to more people. But thank you so much for joining us. We're going to head out.
Meaning we're going to stay live. She said head out. We're not ending.
We're not ending.
And we can't get much more early.
Four more years. Impeach Tom Wolf. 4 more years.
Yeah. Where's Hunter? 4 more years.
Breitbart. Yay! Breitbart. Love you.
Trump 2020.
4 more years.
4 more years.
Breitbart. Love you guys. Hi. You guys are great.
Thank you.
You like a donut? Oh, Breitbart. I love you guys.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome.
How's it going?
Good.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm just bringing it. She is so cute.
Good. How are you? Alice. Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So we are joined out here with, I guess, a couple of Trump supporters,
Yes,
if I
sir,
should
ma'am.
say. If I could just have your first name and where you're from.
Pete
and how
from
that's
New York.
spelled. Pete from New York. So.
And this is Sophia.
Sophia. Well, what brings you guys out here so early? It's cold. What's the motivation?
We'll crawl over glass to vote for our great president. So no matter what, I came all the way from New York, and this is the closest I can get, was Pennsylvania. But he's the greatest president we'll ever have, and there's no one like him. So we'll go and do whatever we need to do to support him.
So what's the past 4 years? The question is always, is your life better now than it was 4 years ago? And so that's my question to you. Is your life better than it was 4 years ago? And
Yes.
if so, how has President Trump helped that?
And all the things that he's done in the 4 years. I mean, we've just gone through we're still in the middle of a crazy pandemic, and we're still doing better than we did before this. I mean, we're coming back. We're going to come back even more, and the best is still yet to come. As I quote the great man, that the best is yet to come.
And what are you seeing in New York? Obviously, New York is a pretty solid blue state, but just among your friends and kind of the chatter behind the walls, what are people saying about this election and the energy?
Well, using my friends is probably a bad example because we're all Trump supporters. But as far as the state goes, which was the question, it's a disaster. Cuomo's destroyed it. De Blasio has destroyed it. I'm a retired New York City fireman, 9/11 first responder. So I remember when our country came together after that. And our state right now is in complete disarray. De Blasio and Cuomo have destroyed New York. And it's not going to get any better because they're not doing the right thing.
And what would be your message to de Blasio and Cuomo?
Get a clue. Get a clue and just do what's right for the people and stop politicizing everything. Because that's all they do is politicize it. If they stop politicizing it and worried more about us and the people in New York, we'd be much better off.
And what would be your message to President Trump in the last couple of days of this election?
Just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. You're wonderful. There's no one like you. There will never be anyone like you. And as long as you keep us first, like I know you will, continue to do this for the right reasons. And that's what you're doing. And you keep us first, and we love you, and we will die for you.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
sir,
you.
for joining us. We'll let you get back in line. Very
Thanks.
nice meeting you.
I think that's what
That's true. Breitbart!
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
We love Breitbart.
We love Breitbart!
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Trump!
So we are joined here with some more Trump supporters. If I could just have your first name, where you're from, and how it's spelled.
Melinda, Melinda, from Easton, Pennsylvania. Hi.
Leslie, Leslie, also from Easton, Pennsylvania.
And Mike.
Mike from Easton, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. So you guys are out here early. It's cold. What is the motivation?
We have to
Trump
get Trump
2020.
reelected.
He needs
4
to
more
get in.
years. 4 more
He has to
years.
get in or forget it. He has to get in. He will get in.
It's terrifying if he's not, to be honest. So, we need this economy. We need his health care. And we certainly don't
We need everything. We need him.
Creepy,
He did
sleepy
a fabulous
Joe.
job.
Yeah, the line is kind of moving, so we're trying to pick people out here where the line is stopped.
Trump, America loves you. America loves you. We love you, Trump. Yes, yes. Show the love.
They seen you again. Oh, hey. We're from. I'm from.
They don't censor you too much. That's good.
Oh, awesome.
Love
Could I just-
Breitbart.
Could I have your first names, where you're from?
Rick from Delaware, Pike Creek, Wood Creek, essentially, but Pike Creek, Delaware.
I'm Leanne, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Landenberg.
Just over Delaware, Pennsylvania line.
Nice. And how do we spell that?
Leanne.
My name's Rick Rokita, Rokita. Put me on Breitbart.
So what brings you guys out here? It's cold. It's
Joe
early
Biden,
in the
we're
morning.
Joe Biden supporters. Oh, sorry.
No.
We want to see Joe Biden.
We have no choice but Trump.
No.
There's no
I mean-
choice.
Trump
no other
wins.
choice.
It's not. The country's doomed if Joe Biden gets in. We're going to associate because he's not going to be president more than a year at the most, and Kamala or whatever her name is going to take over,
Yeah.
and then we're screwed because New Green Deal, everything else, we're in bad shape.
They're using Biden, and that's a shame. But
Shame on his wife. Shame on Jill.
Yeah.
Adult. Oh, I didn't say adulteress, did I?
No, you didn't. Thanks, I'm glad y'all were able to come out.
Well, thank you. No, thank you. It's great to talk to you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's Secret Service here.
Really? Her and her husband are there.
Hey, I'm Allie J with Breitbart. Is that okay? You're better than the world.
Look, get away, excuse me.
Sorry.
Love your stuff.
Who
do you want to talk to? Hey,
anyone. Yes, awesome. If I
I'm
could
on
have
camera.
I get that.
First names, where you're from, and how your first name is spelled.
All right. I'm from Tyler Watts. I'm from Tyler Watts. I'm Tyler Watts, Tyler. I'm from Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
I'm Chris Yoder. I'm from Likens, Pennsylvania.
I'm Savannah Serrano. I'm from Likens, PA. Autistic Lives Matter.
Blacks for Trump.
Cop Lives Matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, now.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, here we go.
Hello.
The camera.
Breitbart News.
Breitbart News.
Oh, good. Love Bright.
4 more years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Hey, how are you?
That's what I heard. That's what I'm going. That's what I heard.
Wait, we have to see. Everyone might be different.
Hey, Trump hats and hoodies. And he says, get out of here. Good. And the guy came up like,
Woohoo!
one more.
What is this like? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got here, which was, I guess, it was 19.
Morning.
Are you going to be there? Yeah, I'm going to say I love you.
I got your stamp.
4 more years.
Hey, all right.
Oh, Breitbart.
Yes, you need to get these pants. Look at her. Woo! 4 more years.
Yes, baby. 4 more years. We're going to re-elect Trump. The liberals are going to cry. We're going to keep America great. We're going to be here for this rally. We're going to show the president all the support that he deserves and he loves. November 3rd, we are going to vote. We are going to vote hard. We are going to overcome all the odds, the fake news, the fake impeachment, the fake Ukraine, the lies, the slander, the voter fraud. We are going to come out victorious on November 3rd. And no matter what the left tries to do between November 3rd and the inauguration, it's not going to work. Trump 2020, 4 more years. Keep America great. Thank you.
God bless. This is Trump country. Trump for Trump.
Pennsylvania loves Trump. Woo! 4 more years. We love you. I know you.
Trump, baby, all the way. Trump.
What is?
This better be going on the Instagram page.
This better be going on.
We're on ABC.
Oh, I know you guys. Yep.
You guys, that's
Okay.
going to be the easiest.
Let's go the other way.
Yeah. So we are joined here with some Trump supporters here in Pennsylvania. If I could just have your guys' first names, how it's spelt, and where you guys are from.
I'm Anthony Ferretti. Do I need to spell that out? Yeah. Anthony, Ferretti, Ferretti.
Kyle Wolf. I'm from PA, Kyle Wolf.
So it's cold out here, early morning. What is the motivation for being here for President Trump?
Supporting our president. I mean, this is it. You know, we have our freedoms on the line. I feel this is very important.
It's a very important election in the recent years, and this is what it comes down to. So, I mean,
fighting for the people.
Yeah, as young voters, I mean, we're definitely outnumbered here for sure. So, it's very important for us to be out here.
So give a little bit of kind of the landscape that you're seeing, you know, here in Pennsylvania, your neighbors, I mean, even your friends being from, you know, probably our same generation, Generation Z. What are you seeing the energy for either candidate out here in Pennsylvania?
I mean, it's very, very divided. Yeah. But I've been seeing like a lot of Trump signs going up. And I see a lot of people who were 2016, they had the Hillary signs out. And I'm seeing Trump 2020 signs. You know, we're driving down and you see the main streets. The only Biden signs I see are on the side, to be honest with you, like in front of grocery stores and herds.
Biden signs that are left are the older people that think Democrats are good. Okay, they're Democrats. They're not Democrats.
So, you know, being a part of the younger generation, we're very much on social media. So a couple of questions. Have you guys ever been harassed, you know, attacked because of your views?
I mean, every day. Every day I post about like probably 50 posts on my Instagram story. Same with him. Yeah. And, you know, you get these haters and you give your facts. You lay the facts down, but they don't have facts. Nope. You know, they come at you and it's just like attacks. They don't want to talk policy. They don't care. It's more of just an ignorance thing. It's kind of sad to see. It's like, I just want you to hear me out. I'm like, I'm not trying to argue your opinion. You have your beliefs. I have my beliefs. But don't just attack me for it. Listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, facts you can't argue either. That's what it comes down to. So.
And what are your guys' thoughts and reactions on this? I mean, it's been happening for a long time, but now it's kind of being more put in the limelight of censorship, conservative censorship online. What is your reaction to that?
I look at it, and this is going to be pretty bold, but I look at it as like a modern-day book burning. You know, it's kind of scary. We're in this time where people are kind of blind to it. And history repeats itself, and that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. We see it. I get my post taken down. I get back checks for stuff that is so stupid and not even true, you know?
And not to mention all the statues being taken down with history. I mean, you can't erase history, good or bad if you agree with it or not. I mean, you can't erase it because it's going to repeat itself later on.
Learn from it. Don't erase it. You need to learn from it.
Exactly.
You know, bad things happen. People make poor decisions in life, but you can't just erase that. You need to,
that's
like...
our history. Can't erase it.
It's kind of it's what got us here today.
And I mean, you kind of mentioned, you know, the statues and all of that. We're seeing, I mean, rioting in Philadelphia, you know, just a couple hours here from there. What's your reaction to that kind of movement of tearing down history, of burning down cities practically that we've been seeing, unfortunately, for months?
It's sickening.
It's sad. It's very sad when it comes down to it.
It's sad to see it in my own state.
Yeah.
You know, you see it happening all across the country. Then you see it right in your home, and it's really sad to see. And it's like, I want these people to notice, like, and realize what they're doing, because their protests have nothing to do with what the actual issue is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, if you guys could give a message to President Trump in the last couple of days of this election, what would it be?
Keep going.
He's doing great. I mean, I was at your rally in Lidditz, and you don't stop. You're a winner.
Yep. 4 more years.
Yep, 3 more days till 4 more years.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys so much. Have a great rally. Stay safe. Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't a Biden rally.
I'm 2020.
Have it as a John knows me well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Your father has the same syndrome that I have. Here's not too loud inside the
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Do you know where we're gonna like leave them at?
There's a anywhere along the
all outside. But yeah, we're moving to
And for the baseball hat.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
What's up?
I can't use the bathroom.
Wristbands and everything, and then you're going to pass 5 boxes, and in the boxes you can take whatever.
Which hand are you on?
Hey, so we're with Breitbart. We're live on Facebook. Is that okay if I ask you guys a couple of questions? Very simple. Awesome. Oh, we're going to come over here because we're going to continue walking. All right, so we're here with some more Trump supporters. If I could have your guys' first names, how it's spelt, and where you guys are from.
I'm Narayan, N-A-R-A-Y-A-N, from Pottstown.
I'm Logan, L-O-G-A-N, and I'm from Piney Flats, Tennessee.
We can walk and talk.
I'm Ryan, without the N, and I'm from media.
I'm Mark, from media.
I'm Nick, from media.
And I'm Justin, and I'm from Jersey.
So what brings you guys out here? It's cold, it's early in the morning. What is the motivation?
Trump. The daddy baby.
Trump just wants to
go.
Yeah. We're college students, and a lot of people at our campus do not have the same views as us, so we're here to give them the red pill.
We gotta show them the young people do support him.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta.
Yeah, so kind of, if you guys could give me a little bit of kind of the political landscape, what are you guys seeing in your hometowns? What you're guys seeing among friends? What is it looking like here in Pennsylvania?
Well, it's interesting because the polls have Biden up like 6 points, and I mean, I think in order of signs it goes Trump, firewood for sale, and then Joe Biden. That's really what I see, at least. You know, there's some counties, because I travel for work, and there's some counties where there'll be like a lot of Bidens, but it's very concentrated. Whereas Trump is just like anywhere you go, you will find a Trump sign. So I don't know. That's just what I see.
Anyone else want to chime in with that?
Just look at Trump supporters, like more patriotic. You'll see one Biden sign, but then you'll see 25 Trump signs out. You won't see Trump supporters.
So what got you try?
I feel like they express it more.
So you guys say, you know, a lot of people on your college campus have complete opposite views of you guys. Have you guys ever been harassed, attacked because of your views supporting Trump?
I definitely.
A lot of.
You can't even like this hat. I can't wear it anywhere than here. I mean,
what are some of these experiences?
It's the professors. The professors are the worst. At our school, I'm in the occupational therapy program, and the professors will push their political views on the students, and that's what we were talking about on the bus, is how our school systems, like it's kind of, you know, you don't want to offend your professors, because if they have a different view than you, you know, you want to keep your grades up, and you don't want to risk your grades over your political views, because your vote's the one that counts. So that's what's been hard about the college experience, but you do also want to share your views with others.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, Westchester's like I said, you can't wear this hat around campus. Like I see one person, 2 people wearing a hat, and like you go up and say something like nice hat, but other people like harass them for wearing a simple hat, and you know, this country supporting the president.
Yeah, very divided.
Supporting the president.
Divided.
I mean, it's our freedom of speech. You know, it's a God-given right. We should be allowed to, you know, express ourselves in any way we want.
And what would be your guys' message if you were able to sit down with President Trump, have a beer, hang out? What would you guys say to him in the last couple of days going into the election?
Best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck. Hope he wins, obviously.
Big fans, still be a fan regardless of what happens.
No matter what.
You know, praying for him.
Kick their ass.
Yeah.
Kick their ass.
All right, yeah.
When you get reelected, do it all. Make them cry again. That's what I would say to Don. That's what I'd say to him. You know,
make them pay for it.
Yeah, make them pay.
All the shit they put him through.
Yeah, everything they've done in the last 4 years. That's it. Get him back.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much. You guys have a great rally. Stay safe. Stay warm.
Trump 2020.
Yeah, Trump 2020.
Nancy Pelosi, like she's tore the thing.
It's like that big square. They definitely are trying to spread.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And you too, ready? Oh, are you allowed the cameraman?
He's live.
Oh my god, my family's gonna be like. I'd love to speak, but I can't.
Oh, good.
I'm censored.
It's all good.
You're good. You're good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'll let you go in.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Where do you get this stuff? 4, 8.
No, you should really get one.
Trump 2020! Come on, Trumpy, you can do it!
So I'm with Allie J. We're live. Is that okay if I ask you guys a couple of questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome. So we're joined here with some more Trump supporters. If I could just have your first name, how it's spelled, and where you guys are from.
Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Mooresville, Pennsylvania.
Bill, Sellersville, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. So up early, it's kind of chilly out here. What's the motivation for being here?
Save this country. Save this country. If Biden gets in, this country's down the tubes. We don't want socialism. Let's save this country. Vote Trump 2020.
And these rallies actually show, with the excitement that's here, how in the world can Joe Biden be leading in the polls? That's impossible. So this proves it. We're sticking together. Trump 2020. Thank you.
Now, you guys are here out in Pennsylvania. It's a very, very big battleground state. Just for the viewers that aren't very familiar, what are you guys seeing on the ground, your neighbors, just the areas that you guys are at? What's the energy with this election for either candidate?
Just like this gentleman here said, the majority is for President Trump.
Okay, go ahead.
The majority of the people that we're seeing are for Trump. We're seeing the majority of Trump signs. There's no way, just like this gentleman said, if Biden wins this election, it's a rigged election, period.
How about you, sir? What are you seeing?
I agree. I mean, you look around, you see nothing but Trump flags all over the place. You see red hats wherever you go, Wawa, Walmart, and there's a lot of excitement here. And what's nice about it, it's clean, healthy excitement. We're not burning down buildings. We're not, crashing police cars. We're standing behind one another, and we want our country to come back.
Jobs, not mobs.
Yeah.
Now, a big question that's usually asked around this time is your life better off now than it was 4 years ago? So
100%.
that's my same question. And if so, what has President Trump done to help that?
Overall, just the economy. The economy, the money I made in my 401k is enough. That's all I need to say. I mean, he's done so much for the economy.
And he's given us a lot of hope for the future with some of the things that he has on his plans. Healthcare is going to be much better because you don't have the individual mandate. Just all across the board, what he says he's going to do, he does, and that's amazing.
Now, something that's happened fairly recently was the Pennsylvania Supreme Court now extending the deadline for ballots 3 days after Election Day. What is your thoughts and reaction on that? Are you worried about it? And should Trump voters specifically be worried about that?
Absolutely, because it's just another case of fraud. We had a case where a 15-year-old daughter got a ballot, granddaughter got a ballot. So it tells you right there what's going on here. The Democrats are trying to steal this election, and look at the crowds that show up. It's 9:30 in the morning, and you probably have 5,000 people waiting in line to get into this rally.
How about you? What is your thoughts and reaction for that?
Well, with regard to the 16 election, I think the Democrats thought they had that in the bag, and they really blew it. They didn't. They didn't win. I don't think they're going to blow it this time. I think they're going to do whatever they can do, whatever's up their sleeve, they're going to do to win this election, and this shows that we can't let that happen.
Joe Biden said on the last Democratic debate that he has not taken a penny from any foreign source. We're seeing a laptop, possibly with some evidence. What's your reaction to that statement?
I want to know why isn't the FBI, and why aren't there more indictments?
And why did it take a year with that laptop in their hands for them to do something? They haven't done a thing.
Just keep it moving. Thank you.
That makes it very questionable.
And what is your thoughts and reaction on the media trying to frame this as Russian disinformation?
It's just more Democratic fraud.
I think that the media is owned by the Democrats. George Soros is supporting them. and they're just pulling out all stops with whatever they can do. And the American people are going to have a voice, and whatever might come, I think we're going to make a statement.
Lastly, real fast, your message to President Trump in the last couple of days, if you guys were able to chat with him.
I would say, President Trump, thank you for what you have sacrificed and given up for us. It's amazing. No other person has ever done this, and I just appreciate him for what he's done for our country.
No InfoWars.
My take on President Trump is the same thing. I would like to thank him. I mean, he's the only president in the 20th century that's came out and actually done what he said he was going to do.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much. Have a great rally. Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Channel 8, because they're biased.
All outside food or drink must be finished before the checkpoint.
Didn't say
Outside food or drink.
Really?
No water bottles, even if they're empty.
Oh wow.
No chairs, no umbrellas.
All right.
Breitbarts.
5 more years.
Thank you. Is that okay if I ask you guys a couple of questions?
No smoking.
Trump. We love Trump. We love Trump.
I was like, I had ADHD. I know what you
It's funny. Yeah.
I don't give a damn why you do it.
I was talking.
Yeah, in the.
Yeah, you got. Yeah,
Hey.
we did it on Monday.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, wait a minute.
You guys had Get your breath out there.
Hey, great. So we are joined here with some more Trump supporters. If we could just have your first name, where you're from, and how that first name is spelled.
I'm Daniel, Daniel,
We'll
from
continue
Reisterstown.
walking. Awesome.
Susie Madden, SUSIE Madden, MADDEN.
So it's early morning. It's pretty chilly. What is the motivation for being here?
To support our president. I mean, these past 4 years have been some of the most exhilarating and exciting parts of my life. I mean, I've never been so passionate about a president before, truthfully.
Me being a little bit older, same thing. I've had many presidents and just so excited to be here, part of history, ready to support this great man.
And so you're younger, you're part of the older generation. Just overall in Pennsylvania, what are you guys seeing for the political landscape? Or at home, what are you guys seeing? What is the energy like for either candidate?
I'd say it's very grassroots. I'd say people are incredibly excited for our president. I think Joe Biden's a very uninspiring individual, and I think Donald Trump has really capitalized on that. There's just such an energy and movement behind what he's doing, and it's really drawn my attention, to say the least.
I would have to say the same thing. We live in Maryland. Not a lot of conservatives in Maryland per se, but there's also not a lot of support for Biden. So there's not a lot of excitement either way. So I think that Trump overrides him, even in a non-conservative state like Maryland.
Now, being younger, I'm sure you're on social media and just overall campus. Have you had any experiences of being harassed for your views and your support of President Trump?
Yeah, I've been shamed by a lot of people. I've been called all sorts of names. I've been called hateful, spiteful, racist, homophobic, transphobic, you name it. The people have basically called me that, just for wearing this hat, too. Like, that's all it takes.
And even, I mean, older, have you experienced any kind of backlash?
A little bit. I mean, even with work, you got to try to keep it on the down low because you don't want to have the harassment. We have a Trump sign in our yard that we bring in every night because in 2016 it was stolen off our front yard. So, yeah.
Yeah, so 2016, total surprise for a lot of people. A lot of people predicted it, some people didn't. But the key that some are saying was the silent majority. Are you guys seeing a possible larger silent majority in 2020 than 2016?
Oh, definitely. I would definitely say that. I think that a lot of people are kind of scared to express their opinions now more than ever, considering the amount of violence and just radicalism that we've seen over these past few years. A lot of people are sort of scared to say who they're voting for.
Agreed. In 2016, I always tell this, when I was watching the RNC convention this summer, I saw Trump's son, Eric, say, "My father never loses," and from that moment, I'm like, you're right, he doesn't. And we are set to go. So excited.
Now, if you guys could sit down and talk to President Trump, what would you guys like to say to him?
As a Catholic woman myself, I am so thrilled with his Supreme Court nomination. And Amy Coney Barrett, just like Lindsey Graham said, she brought conservative women back to the table. There's room for us.
I would definitely agree with her. I'd say especially the Supreme Court nominations are ecstatic. That has been such a great part of it.
You gotta get this cat some bread. This is so good. Hold on. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Outside of the barricade.
Greatest news station!
Yeah.
Yep.
How do we, is the fastest way? Right there?
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Is it possible for us to go along that railing on the outside? Because we usually do
Clear line. Still in there.
Okay. That might be a little easier.
Can you guys go through here? Do you mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Just make sure we're not getting in the line.
All right, guys, we're going to move to an area where supporters are not moving around as much.
We're kind of busting along here, and we got in the line, which I guess is not allowed. But yeah, we're going to continue on, and we now have a stationary line, which is going to be a huge help. We're going to take the time more to talk to some more people. If you're just joining in, I'm Allie J. Nicolai. Behind the camera, as always, the wonderful Matthew Purdy. We are live here in Reading, Pennsylvania. The big battleground state of Pennsylvania is a must-win, really, for both candidates. And so we're out here. Supporters have been out here for hours. We talked to someone at the front of the line that was here since 3 a.m., so there's a lot of enthusiasm. The line continues to go down. They're busing people in. People are very excited and pumped up to see their president this afternoon at 2 p.m. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to love this video on Facebook. Share this link. You can follow us on all of our social media. Again, thank you so much. And we're going to continue on the line. We're going to talk to some more people.
Love you, Breitbart! 4 more years.
How you doing?
Trump! 4 more years! Nobody's hired. 4 more years! 4 more years, baby! Let's go! 4 more years! New Jersey for Trump, baby! 4 more years! Yep.
Thank you.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, Aunt Nikki. Hi, Mom.
He's like, come on.
We're live, so thank you.
After a double lung
It's fun.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Big group. Even better. Great. So we are joined here with some more Trump supporters. If I could just have your guys' first name, how it's spelled, and where you guys are from.
Dennis. Spelling? D-N-N-I-S.
Hi, Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L.
So it's early morning. It's pretty chilly out here. What brings you guys out here? What's the motivation?
We love Donnie. We love Donnie. We want 4 more.
I truly support America. I truly support the fight against communism, Marxism, and socialism. I'm truly for America, and I'm for Donald Trump because he represents America.
Right.
Now, are you guys from Pennsylvania here?
I'm from Pennsylvania.
New Jersey. So I drove about an hour, 2 hours to get here. I go to school in Pennsylvania at a very liberal school, so I have been very almost transformed by that school and their hardcore leftist values to be a conservative. And my dad is conservative, but it was never pushed on me, you know what I mean? So I was logically a conservative.
And so with what you're seeing here around this area and you on college campus as well as New Jersey, what is the political landscape? What are you guys seeing as of energy for either candidate? What are you seeing in your friend groups and whatnot?
I see a ton of energy for Donald Trump, a ton of it. And my friends, people that I'm associated with, they're all for Donald Trump and his agenda.
I mean, I'm on a very liberal college campus. I go to Ursinus College. It's a private liberal arts college, and I have a lot of Marxist and, not to admit it, liberals, but leftists on my campus. And I've seen a lot of pro-Biden, but in New Jersey, we actually had a Trump rally last weekend. It was very fun. It was so much fun. It was a lot of positive energy and a lot of that stuff. But I see a lot of New Jerseyans who own small businesses and also understand that the tax cuts and the input of the Trump administration is so crucial to their earnings and so crucial to their prosperity in New Jersey, even though it's a very blue state and there's a lot of Biden supporters around me, but I think that a lot of them are very uninformed, and a lot of the Trump supporters around me are very energized. I think we have a huge lead in the energy. I think we have a huge lead in people getting out to the polls, and I think that if you are not for Trump, you just don't understand what the agenda is.
So you mentioned, you're on a very liberal campus, and social media always plays a factor for our younger generation. Have you gotten any pushback from people? Have you gotten harassed because of your views and support? Tons.
I think I've been blocked by about 2 dozen people on campus, which is funny because we go to Ursinus College is a very small campus. I think it's only about 1,500 people. But it's a very liberal campus, and I think I've been blocked by about 24, 36 people. Like, it's a couple dozen, and it's very funny because all I post on my story is a lot of Young Americans Foundation, a lot of Charlie Kirk, a lot of just straight Trump team, and Breitbart, obviously. But it's very funny that they block me after facts, which is very funny to me. Because whenever they try to slide up, they try to slide in my comments, slide in my DMs, and they attempt to not reason with me, but they attempt to argue with me, and it ends up being just facts don't matter. As Mr. Shapiro says, facts don't care about your feelings, and they just get very offended, and it becomes a character attack, you know what I mean? So it's very funny that a very, very liberal arts campus has become the catalyst for me to become a conservative, because it's not even a rebellion thing, you know what I mean? But I see through their garbage. I see through the propaganda, and I see through the lies that they're trying to tell me about Joe Biden and the $400,000 tax increase. And I understand what's going on, which is sad because I see a lot of people on my campus. I mean, I have people on my campus who are Marxists, like people who will admit to me that they're Marxists, and it's very sad to me because they don't understand the death toll that socialism, communism, and Marxism has caused. And it honestly, it makes me sad. It's pitiful. But I'm very excited for the energy for Donald Trump. I mean, you see all these people here. You see all of the people who are excited to vote for Donald Trump, and you see all of the people who are excited to vote for America. And I'm really happy about that.
Amen.
Now, something that is usually asked around this time to people are, is your life better now than it was 4 years ago?
Absolutely.
And so, with that, how?
Tax breaks, which Joe doesn't talk about. He talks about the 400,000, but he doesn't talk about repealing the tax breaks, which put a couple $100 a week in people's paychecks, which they'll lose. So he needs to talk about that, which that's going to adversely affect families. So.
The Pennsylvania Supreme Court semi-recently made a ruling that they're going to allow a ballot counting extension of 3 days after the election day. What's your reaction, and should Trump's voters specifically be worried about that?
I think it's nonsense. We've never gone through that, where you're counting votes and allowing people to vote after the polls close. It's insanity. So I believe it's all in the guise of the pandemic, and the pandemic is being used as a political tool.
Absolutely. I mean, I go to a liberal arts college. I go to Ursinus College, Collegeville, Pennsylvania, and I'm proud to go there. I love the campus. I love everybody there. The issue I have is the deadline is the deadline. I mean, if we were at Ursinus College and we had a deadline of November 3rd, you would have to turn in your assignment by November 3rd, or else you would be penalized in your grade. So I don't understand how a very liberal arts private campus has another issue with the voter issue, which is you turn your vote in by November 3rd. I don't understand why that's a problem. You know what I mean? I see lots of talk about voter suppression, but I don't understand how voter suppression is being late. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how turning your vote in late is somehow a racist attack, which doesn't make any sense. Which goes along with the voter ID, with black people don't have IDs, I guess. I don't understand the Democratic attack, but it's just unbelievable, and I really wish that we were in a country where every state had it by November 3rd. Every state had an accurate count by November 3rd, and every state had a overview of that mail-in ballot vote, because I think it is very prone to fraud, interference, and truly a cheat. I really think it's a cheat.
Real fast, if you were able to sit down with President Trump, what would be your message to him in the last couple of days?
I tell him to slam big tech for suppressing information. That would be one of my biggest things to go after, because it's nonsense what they're doing, canceling people's accounts, censoring information skewed to conservatives. It needs to be reformed big time.
Absolutely. I mean, if you are censoring one of the oldest newspapers in America, it has reached a point where it is impossible to deny. It is absolutely a censorship of the right. It is an attempt to gain a one-party system, and it is absolutely an attempt to completely discredit and downplay any evidence, even if it is completely reviewed and not Russian disinformation of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, of the Biden family. Because it's not just Hunter, it's not just Joe, it's the entire family. And it is absolutely disgusting to me that a news organization or a platform which claims to be a public square for everyone of all types of views and ideologies to speak, it is absolutely disgusting to me that they would censor and discredit a news story which is legitimate, not a hack. It is absolutely not a hack. That claim is absolutely false. And it is absolutely disgusting to me that they would censor a real news story and that they would completely cover for the candidate they like. It is absolutely disgusting to me.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for chatting with us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. Very
We
nice
love Breitbart.
Yes, absolutely. This is war.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
And then
Please come and try it out.
I must be living right.
Oh, we love you back.
Go Breitbart.
You gotta get in front. You gotta get in front of that. Put that on national news. That would be
I think I don't know if they're going to do that because they're going to have the.
I'm using this bit for
I'm not.
Awesome. So yeah, feel free to come closer.
Ladies.
Using
Oh, ladies.
These guys got all the answers.
They got the look, man. Awesome. So if I could grab your first names, how it's spelt, and where you guys are from. From anywhere.
Randy Muhlenberg.
Tara Muhlenberg.
Marlene Scalota.
Jesse Chambers. Mitchell Shapiro.
Loretta Valentine.
Jennifer from the Poconos.
Awesome. So it's early morning. You guys are out here. It's pretty chilly out. What is the motivation for being here this morning?
Keep America great. Greatest president of all time. Supporting the victory that's coming in 3 days. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
If you guys, and so Pennsylvania, it's a huge battleground state. What are you guys seeing on the ground here? What is the energy for either candidate? What are your friends saying? Your neighbors showing up? What's the energy in Pennsylvania for people that don't really know?
We love President Donald Trump.
A lot of homegrown support for President Trump.
Yeah. He has no energy. Just look at how many rallies.
We don't want to sit in circles.
Trump's had here. Look at how many rallies Trump's had here. Look at how many boat rallies are going on the lakes. Look how many car rallies are going on. Look at all the people that are showing up for these things. This is a demonstration.
Yeah,
today
look this way.
Yeah.
Show the crowd, as he said.
Yeah, no circles.
Yeah.
No circles.
I think it's more than, we love the president, and we really, really want him to have 4 more great years with being the president. But it's also our way of life that is on the line right now. The democracy of this country is on the line. People need to understand that. Whatever happens is going to change the course of this country. And we have got to stand up for our freedom, for our liberty, for our country's democracy. This is an election above all elections. And President Trump is the man that's going to pull us through this.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
4 more years.
4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
4 more years.
So talking about four more years or 4 years, a big question that's asked to voters is your life better now than it was 4 years ago?
Absolutely.
I have more money in every paycheck. Every paycheck I get more money because of Trump's tax plan.
Absolutely.
Him cutting taxes for us low-level nobodies helped everybody. It helped everybody.
Plus, I have to be here because my son, Trump is his boss.
All right. So what's big Trump's helped you guys in the last 4 years, you would say?
My pension that went down under Biden is now up.
Under Obama.
Under Obama.
Yeah. Yeah, economic prosperity. I mean, if Biden wins, everybody knows there's going to be at least a 25% hit to the economy. That's going to hurt every single person out here that's at retirement age. You're not going to be able to retire. So with Trump coming in, our economy will continue to grow, continue to prosper, more jobs, more manufacturing companies coming back to the United States, leaving China and being less dependent on foreign entities. Not to mention, just from, fracking to oil to the amount of money that was wasted under solar environmental restrictions and laws that were implemented under the Obama administration. All the deregulation that's going on right now is probably the biggest boon to the economy.
So on that note, at the last debate, Biden made that very bold statement that he, is trying to walk back and just, saying that it's subsidies, trying to get off oil, trying to get off coal, the whole fracking. We still don't know kind of where he is on that. As Pennsylvanians, what is your reaction to that?
California. Look at the brownouts in California. They can't keep their energy up now. We don't want that in Pennsylvania. We don't want to turn our air conditioning off in the summer. We don't want to have to use a little bit of energy. This is what we do in Pennsylvania. We do oil, we do fracking, we do all of it. This is why Trump's going to take Pennsylvania and run away.
Does California do anything right?
Nope.
So you want the rest of the United States to be like California? That's what you're voting for when you vote for Biden.
Yeah, another note, I was a small business owner. I had to close my business down because of COVID. Biden wants to keep us closed down and will destroy a lot of small businesses. Trump doesn't want that. Trump wants us to have our own business, to flourish, to do what we want to do, to be proud. That's why we're here.
Now, or if I could just ask you a little bit more about the small business. What was it, and how, just in more detail, how it's been affected?
I had owned a Dairy Queen at the mall, and they closed the mall down, and the new regulations would have put so much debt on me, I had to close it down. And I was lucky enough to find another job, but I lost everything that I worked for. And the shutdown caused all this. So, I mean, there's Biden. Wants to keep us all in the dark. Once it's all shut down, it'll just destroy lives. And we're here to support Trump because he wants us to have our lives. He wants us to have our own lives, not their lives. And that's why we're all here.
So what would be your message to Biden, who wants, to keep the country down and out in this dark winter, as he described on the debate last Thursday? What would be your message to him?
My best message to him is to have Trump have 4 more years. That's the best message you could give Joe Biden. Let the people speak. And, as most Pennsylvanians, we're worried too because they're trying to change the election rules. Don't change the rules of the game. Keep the rules the same. We're all here because we love Trump and we support him. And we want to live our own lives. We don't want to live their lives. We want to live our lives. And that's what Trump's for. And that's why we're here.
And what would be your message to Trump?
Just keep doing what he's doing. He's got a lot of people. I tell you what, I was quiet until now. I was one of them silent people. Now I think the whole world's going to know who I am. So tell Trump to keep it up. That's what we need. My first name is Tom. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
What was your business?
It was in the Berkshire Mall. It was a Dairy Queen. I owned the Dairy Queen there. I just had to shut it down. The regulations, the new regulations, limiting how many people you can come in there. It was a hard decision to make, but I made it, and it's still not over. I have a lot of debt to pay. It really hurt my family.
Now as a group, I've overheard that Tom Wolf, the governor, he's kind of a toughie here. What would be your message to Tom Wolf if you guys were able to talk to him today?
Impeach Tom Wolf today. Absolutely. Reopen Pennsylvania.
Reopen the schools, reopen the sporting events, reopen everything.
High school senior
Give
here.
people their jobs reopen back. Pennsylvania. Give
Yeah.
people their jobs back, let people work, and let's go back to normal. Save small business. That's the big thing. Save small business.
He's not in the office. Wolf needs to get back to Harrisburg and start doing his job because we haven't seen him there in months.
And with Joe Wolf, I still have not. I received 6 weeks of unemployment, and they're asking me to give it back. In 25 weeks that I couldn't run my store, they gave me 6 weeks, and now they're asking for it back. That's what our governor did for Pennsylvania. They promised they'd take care of us. They didn't take care of us. And I'm sure there's a lot of stories like me that ain't being told. Hopefully you'll tell my story, and other people will come forward that are silently for Trump and say, hey, look, we need to take our country we need to keep our country. Thank you.
For the whole group, what would be, if you guys are able to sit down with Trump, have a Diet Coke, what would be your message to him in the last couple of days before the election?
Keep going and stay strong. We are all behind him.
Get the deal
100%.
To start prosecuting some of these people for everything that's happening in the last.
Thank you. Joe Biden keeps saying show his taxes. Why don't Hunter Biden show his taxes before Joe was vice president and show them now? And let's see how much money he got from other countries. China owns Joe Biden, and he will sell us out. That's a guarantee.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with us. We really appreciate it.
Pennsylvania, we're glad you're here.
Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great rally. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, now's the job for us. Now it's going to be in the school. Breitbart, we love you! Woo! Woohoo!
4 more years.
4 more years.
Let's go.
4 more years. 4 more years. Woo!
So we are joined once again with some more Trump supporters here in Pennsylvania. If I could just have your guys' first name, how that's spelt, and where you guys are from.
Kurt, K-U-R-T, from Hatfield, Pennsylvania.
Tyler, Tyler, and then Seelig, Seelig, Hatfield. Yeah.
Hi, Grace, Grace, Hatfield.
I'm Colby, Colby from Hatfield.
So you guys are out here. It's early morning, big crowd. What is the motivation to being here today?
Yeah, we don't want to lose our country.
Yeah.
So.
I own a small business, camera store, and actually I was born in Reading, so I'm from this area originally, but I own a small business, and I just can't imagine if Biden wins, the stuff that's going to happen to my business. If it locks down again, it's just going to be a mess, this country, if Biden wins. So we love Trump, everything about him. He's for the common man. He's for for the people.
How about you guys? Why do you guys like Trump?
Well, as a mother, I value life. I value babies, and I just cannot tolerate the thought of voting for a platform that does not. And for the future of my children and my grandchildren, future grandchildren, I don't have any yet, but at some point I will. I want them to have a strong country, and I want them to have a free country, and I don't want them to have a country that would squash their voices. So.
Would you like to add anything?
I'm just pro-life. I'm not I'm against abortion. I'm just all for Trump. I've always supported him all the way through. 4 more years.
Now, probably a little bit more on the small business.
Yeah.
How has this lockdown, the past lockdown, affected you, and how has Trump kind of helped alleviate that? Okay.
Well, when we first locked down, I have 4 stores. We had to close them all, and it's been very difficult. I couldn't pay myself. Pennsylvania has really been bad. So Governor Wolf has just, it's been a disaster. And I know there's a small diner next to my store, and that guy's still suffering. He's only 25% of people coming in his building. They barely make it when they have 100% traffic, let alone cutting the traffic down. And he tried putting tents outside in the parking lot, and then the borough came in on him saying, oh, this is dangerous. I don't think you can even imagine. I mean, I own a small camera store business. We can kind of, deal with the traffic, but it just, it's been difficult. Getting the employees back was difficult. They wanted to keep getting their $600 instead of working. That was another mess we had to deal with. But people are still, they watch the media, and I still get calls every day. Am I allowed in your store? Am I actually allowed to come into your store? They want to come in, but they think they're not allowed to come in. And I'm like, sure, you can come in my store. But, they listen to the media, how terrible it is out there, and that, and it hurts business.
Business is down dramatically.
What would you tell Governor Wolf if you could talk to him today about what you've gone through, what you're seeing other people very obviously go through? What would be your message?
My message would be is, we got to open this economy up. Of course we need to be careful. I have my customers, they wear masks. They're all very respectful. I wear a mask at my business. But we need to open up. I have a son here that's a senior in high school. It's ridiculous. He's at home on the computer not learning because school's closed still. The kids are not learning. Last spring when he first, he learned absolutely nothing. I'm telling you, the school system is broken now. Kids are not learning, and we are leaving them behind. That's what I would tell them.
Now, being here in Pennsylvania, what are you guys seeing as the political landscape? What are you seeing among your friend groups, your neighbors? What is the energy here in Pennsylvania in this election?
Pretty energized. The people that I'm around, and I'm around a lot of business people now, they're all for Trump. Of course we're nervous, what's going to happen, but we all feel that, he's going to pull it out. He's going to pull that royal vote out, and the people are going to come out that have never either voted before, or the people that are, Trump supporters. I was telling someone I'm voting on election day, and just emotional about it because I love this country, and we just can't have Biden. It's going to kill us, so I get emotional about it. I'm crazy.
Cries at everything. America's a good thing to cry about. Absolutely. What are you seeing in your neighborhood and your town?
Well, I see signs for Biden, but I see more Trump signs than I saw 4 years ago. Makes me feel very positive. Makes me feel hopeful. I just wish that people would educate themselves. I know you're media, but don't go off of just what the media says. You need to read for yourself and make your decisions for yourself. Because if you read and you dig in, you might be surprised at what you learn. So.
Now, lastly, before I leave you guys, if you guys were able to sit down with President Trump, have a Diet Coke, have a beer, what would you guys like to say to him during the last couple of days?
I would like to say we love you and thank you. He gave up everything that he was doing. He has, not that he's wrecked his family's life, but his family's life has become one of turmoil and chaos, and we're very appreciative. I just can't imagine the sacrifices that they've had to go through and the intense, just negativity that they have to live under.
It's amazing to watch how he just keeps going. I don't know how he takes all of that and just it gives him some kind of drive, and
I'm
pretty
grateful
amazing
for the amazing children he's raised. He has raised amazing children. They are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. So.
Yeah, I just would say that I just appreciate everything he's done for the common man in this country, and how he's fought for us, and he's not ever backing down after them spying on him, after everything they've thrown at him for 4 years. He's still fighting. So that's what I would say.
Well, thank you guys so much
you.
for chatting with
Good
us,
luck to
sharing
you
your
today.
story. Thank you. Thank you. You guys have a great rally.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Dad, talk. He has a lot to say.
He's got a lot.
You don't mind. I feel it right there. Awesome. Great. We are joined here with some more Pennsylvania Trump supporters. If I could have your guys' first name, how it's spelt, and where you guys are from.
My first name is Randy Chappelle. We're from Centerport, which is a couple miles from here. And we're here to support our president. We love our president. What's great to see today is so many young people that are truly amazed at seeing our president. And we have come a long way in this country, but I see us going back. I'm about to be 65 years old. I never heard the word socialism as much as I do today. And it's frightening to a lot of people. It's not what this country wants. As you can see with all the people here, it's not what we need. And, we have to support our president. And, my daughter and my wife and my daughter's boyfriend are here. And, it's truly scary the way our country's going, with the violence and the turmoil and the things that we see that are happening. It's frightening. I was a Trump supporter in 2016, and of course I will be in 2020. And I just think that people have to open their eyes. People have to be aware of what's happening. We hear a lot of fake news coming out. People saying stuff, and I know so many people that watch, the ABC, the NBC, the regular media have only heard one side, and I believe that people have to wake up, or we will lose our country, which is, in my eyes, very scary. I'm very patriotic. My dad did 32 years in the military. My brother did 30 years in the military, and to see the way we're going is disgusting in my eyes.
And how about you guys? What brings you guys to support President Trump so much?
I love the fact that he's working for us. He made campaign promises. He kept the promises. He loves the people. We love him. We love our freedoms. We love our freedom of speech, most especially. We love the Constitution. We love ACB. We just love everything about President Trump.
If you guys want to chime in, why do you guys support President Trump?
Promises made, promises kept.
Pretty much he stands for everything that America should stand for, and that to me is probably one of the most important things. And I was listening to a little bit of what the other gentleman was saying and about the kids going back to school, and I'm the mother of a special needs child, and I have to say that's a big thing for me. It's affecting him tremendously. I fought very hard to get him into private school for special needs, and he is struggling. He was already a year and a half behind, and now we're looking at pushing him back even another year with all of this, and it's not fair. And then I have a 9-year-old daughter that was doing fantastic, and now with all of this, she's behind. And, we just need to keep moving forward. We can't keep going backwards, and we're hurting our kids. We're not setting up a great future with them, and if it goes the other direction, I can't imagine what life will be like for them. And that's pretty scary.
Pennsylvania is a very big battleground state. A must-win for both candidates. And for people that aren't familiar with kind of what's really going on here on the ground, if you could just explain what are you seeing in your neighborhoods, your friend groups, where's the energy at for this election?
Well, the energy is, my wife and I traveled all Pennsylvania on our motorcycle this year, and we have seen probably 25 to 1 Trump signs to Biden. And we've been all over Pennsylvania. And the enthusiasm I see is, there's a lot of people, I'm sure, out there that will not put a sign out. They're afraid of what could happen. But I know my driveway's lined with American flags and Trump signs, so I'm one of those people that am not afraid to do that. I'm not afraid to express who I'm going to vote for. I've been political all my life. I've seen so many politicians tell us one thing and do something else. Trump has, whatever he said, he has done, and probably plus some. I followed Trump's career for a long time, and when he decided to run for president, I knew that that's who I was going to vote for the simple reason that he wasn't a politician. He wasn't going to be controlled by any politician, right or left. And he loves his country. There's people out there, I'm sure, that don't like him, maybe for that reason. But he's a patriot. I know he loves his country. His children have been made to work ever since they were small. If you follow his career, they've been hard-working kids, and they're still hard-working. And even though they've been rich, they grew up rich, he has taught them the value of work, of hard work. And, you could probably talk to all the people here. All these people have worked hard their whole life. and we're afraid that some of those things could be taken away from us, and so we're just here to support our president.
What are you guys seeing in your friend circles and just around where you guys are?
Well, we've definitely seen the boat rallies.
Oh yeah.
We've definitely seen that.
summer
So
long.
yes, we were out on the boat, and we've seen, even in New Jersey, that's where he's originally from. I mean, down along the shoreline, every house has Trump signs, and the boats have the signs hanging. So we've seen a lot of that support, and we're loving that. So
The energy for Trump is something like I've never seen before in my lifetime. And, I'm proud to be a Trump supporter because of that. And, I don't know if there's a number out there, but I'll tell you what, I see a lot more Trump-Pence signs than I do Biden-Harris.
2016, something that a lot of people attribute that win to is the silent majority. Do you guys believe there is a bigger silent majority now in 2020 than in 2016?
I definitely do. I definitely think there's more motivation for people to get out and vote for Trump. I think the people have seen in the last 4 years what he has done for those people with the jobs. I mean, yes, the virus is bad, and it's a true virus. But I believe that Joe Biden's plan would not do anything different than what Trump has done. He has no plans. All he has is to bash Trump. So his plans are non-existing in my eyes. With the vaccines coming up soon, and they will be, we have the best in the world working on it. We have the smartest people working on it. It's not Trump's vaccine. It's the world's vaccine. It will be approved, and it will be safe. And what he has done just in the 4 years by getting rid of regulations, by increasing oil production around the world, by putting up the wall, which I'm all for immigration. I'm sure everybody here has immigrated to this country in their generations, but we're all for legal immigration. The people in this country are truly, in my eyes, amazing. They're hardworking, and I believe with 4 more years of Trump, we're going to see a terrific America.
Lastly, your message to Trump. You're able to sit down with him, have a Diet Coke. What would you like for him to know?
I would just like to say to President Trump how we appreciated what he has done for our country, how he has stood up against both sides of our government, and how he has brought hope and faith to our country that we needed. I know there's turmoil, I know there's violence, but a lot of those people got to see that it's not helping our country. Violence will never help this country. People have to learn to work together, to solve problems. I believe, our best years are yet to come, but we have to keep going forward.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Today. Very much appreciated. Have a safe and good rally. Yes,
Thank
you too.
Thank you. They can leave it up forever. For 4 years. I mean, the people line right after you get your temperature checked on, right behind Mid-Atlantic's building, down the hill there. Yeah.
Can I do an interview? That was okay with me. That was my brother. He was a Cowboys fan. Oh, I do. He had the poster. I'll tell you, they have the best cheerleaders.
I'm good. Great. So we are joined here with a Trump supporter here in Pennsylvania. If I could just have your first name, where you're from, and how that first name is spelled.
Terry, Terry. I live in Queens, New York, actually. What was the other question?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So what brings you here? I mean, all the way from Queens here to Reading, Pennsylvania.
Well, Trump doesn't go to New York, so this is like the closest I can get. So it's like 2 hours and like 3 days before election day, it's getting really tight. So it's like I felt like my civic duty just brought me out here and show support and be with these wonderful people today and just be a good patriot and show why we're out here and support Donald Trump for November 3rd.
And so, New York has been a very tough state when it comes to the lockdowns, just overall with the restrictions. If you could just kind of explain your experience with it being so locked down in New York City and your reaction to how the leadership in New York has handled this.
The lockdowns are overwhelming, and they just are like, they don't want you to do anything. You can't go outside without a mask. Like, they want you to wear a mask if you're by yourself. If you're on a subway car by yourself, you have to wear a mask, and they give you a $50 fine. I think the handling is just, it's overbearing, and it's like, and to me, honestly, people don't disagree with me, but I think it's a political thing. It's about how can we control people? Can we get people to do what we want? Are you going to wear a mask if we tell you to? Are you going to not go outside if we tell you to? Or you stay trapped at home while we go outside and enjoy our lives? I think it's all just a political scam. And it's sad because if you think about it, people are dying from this thing and they're not doing the right thing by it. Politicizing it is not going to make it any better. And de Blasio is just, that's another day.
And so how do you think a Biden presidency would continue on and handle, the crisis that we're in?
I think with the national mask mandate that he's trying to enforce, that would just be like, I mean, and he wants us to wear a mask everywhere you go. Second you step outside, wear a mask. And on top of that, we wouldn't have an Easter, you won't have a Thanksgiving, no Christmas, no events. You would have nothing if he wins. He wants to shut this country down. And he says it's because of the virus. But there are safe ways to go outside and enjoy life without being locked up. There are ways to do this. And Biden just doesn't see it that way because he thinks that if he runs on locking up people in their homes, they'll be supporting him. But it's just going to, honestly, I think he's going to lose votes that way. But people who are left, I don't know, maybe, I just don't get it. I disagree with it entirely, though.
Now, being in New York City, it's a very blue state. Have you had any really crazy pushback on your beliefs of being a Trump supporter? Have you been harassed? And if you have, what are some of those experiences you could share?
I went to a community college in Queens, New York, wearing this hat, and surprisingly, I did get some thumbs up, but overwhelmingly, I was given the middle finger. One person threatened to spit on me. It's disgusting because I would never do that to someone who wore a Biden hat or an Obama hat. I believe in freedom of speech, and I was in a political science class with 2 other Republicans. Whole class was liberal. They taunted us every day, telling us that burning the Bible is freedom of speech because they knew we were Christians. And it's just, attack on my faith, an attack on my beliefs. No one cared because we're Trump supporters and we're expendable. We're second-class citizens to everyone else, and it was just. And if you wear this hat, people have worn this hat who I know wear in the subway. They get beaten. They get beaten. They get beaten up, spit on, attacked, and it's not a hate crime. Why is it not a hate crime? You're getting attacked for your beliefs. Why? How is it any different from attacking someone's race or religion? Your political beliefs should be considered a hate crime as well.
Now, if you could talk to President Trump, sit down, have a Diet Coke with him, what is something that you would like him to know in the last couple of days going into this election?
I would tell him I think he's done a great job handling the virus. The sequel. He's just being open with it and telling that, he says, Biden says we're learning to die with it, but Trump's saying we're learning to live with it. And it's just a reality. We have to learn to live with this thing. It's here. It's not going to go away. We're going to get a vaccine, but virus aside, I would tell him that he's got to keep campaigning these last 2 days, and he's got to win because his 4 years are going to disappear if Biden wins because that'll be it. But I would love to have that be a reality because he's an awesome person, and I support him since he ran and now he announced his campaign in the elevator in Trump Tower, and I think he's run a marvelous campaign, and he's been a great president. I would just love to tell him that to his face because I don't think he understands the amount of support he gets. it's all hate on CNN. He needs to know people love him and care about him. That's what we're all out here for.
Isn't that great?
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
talking to us today. We very much appreciate it. Very
Thank you
nice
so much.
meeting you. Of
Have a good
course,
one.
Of course.
Depends how much. 20 or more, maybe.
Are you CNN?
Oh, okay. Station, right?
No. Awesome. So we are joined here with some, I was going to say Breitbart supporters, I'm sure. Maybe Suburban Women for Trump. Awesome. So you guys are out here. It's pretty chilly, early morning. What brings you out here? What's the motivation?
I'm here to support 45th President of the United States. I think he's done an excellent job, and I would not want anyone else in his place but him.
And I am here to support President Trump for everything he said he was going to do. He did, and then some. And he loves our country and our people more than anybody that I have ever known to be a president. And I am so proud to be a chump Trump.
I'm supporting our president for the freedom of the American people, so we stay free, we have our rights, and we don't have censorship. And we love our president and what he does for us.
So now, are you guys from Pennsylvania here?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could kind of explain for our viewers, Pennsylvania is a tough state. People are very worried about it on both sides. If you could kind of give our viewers just an overview of the political landscape, what are you guys seeing in your friend groups, in your neighborhoods, in your towns?
Well, the town that I live in, I'm from Berks County, I think it's Trump country. I don't see too many Biden signs around, and everyone that I've talked to, most of my friends and family, are definitely Trump supporters. So I think we're the silent majority that they're not counting on.
I am from Lebanon County, and I think we are a bunch of Trump supporters as well. There are a few Biden supporters that are, I honestly think, just Democrat supporters, not so much Biden supporters. I think it's just that's their political party they're picking. But I think the world is opening up to a new view of a great leader who walks the talk. And I think they need to wait, because all of us Trump supporters are going to walk in and we are going to vote. We are not going to do a mail-in. We're not going to do anything else. We are going to walk in and make that vote count.
Definitely Trump supporters where I live. I think the Biden supporters, maybe that did support him, are now seeing the hypocrisy and the games that they're trying to play with the people, and I think the American people are smarter than that and will make the right decision. Pennsylvania will win for Trump.
So we're seeing, just kind of incredible images coming out of Philadelphia the past couple of days. The riots, the burning, the looting, possibly, hopefully not, but maybe more coming. What is your reaction to all of that? What are your thoughts of just the violence that we're seeing, not only in Philadelphia, but it's been sweeping the country for more than a couple of months? What are your thoughts?
Well, it is. It's a shame that it has to, come to that. But I think it has to do a lot with the policies that these Democratic, governors and these Democratic mayors, put into play there. They let the criminals out, and they're so hard on these policemen that are just trying to do their job. That's all they're trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are bad, policemen. I know that. But the majority, I think, do an excellent job, and I still think it has to do a lot with the Democratic governorship. That's my opinion.
And I totally agree. That would be my answer in a nutshell. And I am all about law and order. And yes, there are some bad policemen out there, and they should be held accountable. But I think we need law and order, and I think everybody likes boundaries. That's why we need Trump.
Definitely support our law enforcement and the the case there in Philly, I don't think the looting had anything to do with when they were trying to stop the guy with the knife. That they didn't even relate that case to the looting, and we just have to support our police.
And what are your maybe more thoughts, just kind of how it's implemented, being from outside of the cities? Are you guys worried that those radical ideas of defunding the police, of even changing the school curriculum and all of that, what are your thoughts on this movement of kind of changing the narrative of America being a great country to America being just a terrible, racist place to be?
I don't think that at all. I mean, I don't think that America is a racist country. I mean, sure, there's racist people, but the majority aren't. Just like the president isn't racist. He's done more for the black community, like he said, Hispanic, LGBT, he's done mostly good for everybody. He's not racist, and I don't see it, but maybe these ladies can.
I don't think there'll be support for that in our schools. I hope not. Hopefully the American people will see through that. We won't vote for the people that support that.
And I totally agree about that. I don't believe it's systemic racism at all. I honestly believe, yes, there's racism. No matter what color, no matter what creed, no matter what religion, LGBTQ, I don't care. I think it's all about being human kindness to everybody. And honestly, people need to give Trump a chance instead of just listening to the media and listening to both sides, because we are all here for the same purpose.
Exactly.
And that is why I support our president, Donald Trump.
We're surrounded by the hardworking American people today. This just shows who
And
we
this
are.
is all
Look at the crowd.
positive. It's all positive energy.
It's the best day.
It's positive
Everybody should
energy.
experience it. Yeah. We're so excited to vote for our president.
Have you guys' first names and how it's spelled?
Lisa, L-I-S-A.
L-I-S-A, Lisa.
Heidi, H-E-I-D-I.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You said I'm answering.
I didn't want to say like the same.
Yeah, and he's like, you have to play like
Is that okay if I ask you guys questions? Oh my God. Awesome. Oh, thank you. So if I could ask your names and where you're from and how it's spelled. Go ahead.
Yamazaki.
And how do we?
ちょっとわからん。No speak. はい。Gotcha.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more year. 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 One more year.
I got paper. I got paper.
One more year.
Yeah, sure there are.
But I can't find my group.
Yeah, the whole country is red except I think
Pennsylvania. Andrew Breitbart, greatest guy ever.
Ow.
Yeah, this guy, he's our spokesman. This guy's our spokesman. What do you have?
That's who I always follow. Robert News.
Awesome, great. We are joined here with some more Trump supporters in Pennsylvania. If I could just have your guys' first names and how it's spelled and where you guys are from.
My name's Orlando, Orlando, a.k.a. Londis, and I'm from Dundalk, Maryland.
Jeff, Kutztown, Pennsylvania.
William, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
So you guys are out here. It's early morning, pretty chilly. What's the motivation for being out here for President Trump?
To get him reelected for 4 more years.
Show the people in Minnesota what a free country is.
That's right. Amen. Save our oil and gas industry.
And drain the swamp.
So if you guys could just give our viewers, both in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Texas, what are you guys seeing on the ground when it comes to the political landscape? What are your friends saying? What are you seeing in your neighborhoods? What is the energy behind here in this election?
A lot of energy for Donald Trump, zero energy, just like Joe Biden.
I'm all over the country. I'm a truck driver, and I'm going to tell you, 100 to 1 I see Trump signs. Trump Pence. 100 to 1. You rarely see a Biden sign.
And so you mentioned the oil and gas. That's such a huge thing, both in Texas and, in Pennsylvania with fracking. Now, Joe Biden made a pretty heavy statement in the last presidential debate, pretty much saying that he's looking to transition or move away from oil, from gas. We still kind of don't know his position on fracking. What are your guys' reactions to those statements and what he's saying?
I want him to take the first plane ride without jet fuel.
Very good.
I concur with that.
He'll ruin what we have as an economy. He's not fit to be a president. I think he's loopy. He's out there.
Worst of all, the person that would come in after him is even more terrifying.
Yeah.
How far left this world can go with her.
Now, you mentioned you're a truck driver, and President Trump has given truck drivers quite a few shout-outs, but personally, how has President Trump helped the truck driving industry, the trucking industry?
I'm going to pass on that one. I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for anything like that.
He's tried to keep industries open so truckers could move stuff.
Absolutely. And actually, he kept us going because we are essential workers and we have to take things to people. Without us, the country stops. And he knows that and he realizes that. So, with lowering the fuel prices and all that, he makes it a little bit easier for us.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much for chatting with us.
Thanks for doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's the pants lady.
There's your 15 minutes.
A couple of questions here live on Breitbart.
Oh my God.
Come closer if you want. Awesome. So if I could have your guys' first names and where you guys are from and how the first name is spelled.
David, Harleysville.
Tammy, Harleysville.
Anyone else?
Caitlin, Birdsboro.
Annie, Sinking Spring.
Marsha, Why Missing? Brandy, Birdsboro.
So I assume Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania here is a very big battleground state. It's a must-win for both candidates. If you guys could just kind of describe for our viewers who are not from Pennsylvania, really what's going on in the ground. What are you guys seeing in your communities, in your friend groups, and where's this energy at this election?
A lot of energy out in the suburbs. All the counties, Berks, Montgomery, Bucks, Lancaster, Lehigh.
I see mostly everybody's for Trump. Very little Biden and Bertrand.
Yeah,
very little. Very little.
Well, I drive around all day. I haven't seen too many Biden signs, I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think too many people in PA want Biden. I'm one of them, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. And if they do, why? What has he done? Nothing. Nothing.
He's been in government for how many years? He
hasn't changed any. 4 more years! 4 more years!
I do skilled nursing.
You think they'd wave in the air?
They wouldn't be forced.
As you are bringing this line forward,
Dude, the Australians love it. I guess that's it. Hey, this man here said he wants to interview.
Fantastic. So we are joined here with some more Pennsylvania Trump supporters. If I could ask your first names, how it's spelled, and where you guys are from.
My name is Scott, S-C-O-T-T, and I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania.
My name is Travis, T-R-A-V-I-S, and I'm from Ephrata, Pennsylvania.
My name's Jeremy, J-E-R-E-M-Y, and I'm from Robizonia, Pennsylvania.
My name's Mark, M-A-R-K, and I'm from Robizonia.
Allen, A-L-L-E-N, from Ordersville, Pennsylvania.
So it's early morning, it's pretty chilly out here. What is the motivation behind being here for President Trump?
I'll tell you a quick little story. 2016, I voted for Trump because I said he was the lesser of two evils. This year, I'm voting for him because I believe in him. So that's my motivation. Is like literally not saying keep America great, but it's true. You know, the country's better now than it was 4 years ago, and we got to keep that up.
I'm voting for Trump because I believe he's going to drain the swamp of all the corrupt politicians, and that's why I'm voting for him. That's why I'm here.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
John Hutchins.
We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump!
we love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! Yay, Trump!
I was meant to be a housewife in New York. I love it. I sit there and watch it and say verbatim. I keep telling her I watch it.
Show your chest.
Yeah, show your chest.
Show your nipples.
Let's go, baby! Back again, Pennsylvania.
I guess just the experience he
Gotta give a shout out to my buddy. He's watching. What's up, Josh? Josh. It's a great day. Jesus is king and Trump's president.
Hi, world.
And you already know this is.
Last time I saw a president was Bill Clinton in Washington, D.C. So.
Where all you been?
Oh, no. He was
That's good. We're supposed to be asking questions.
You guys are so very sweet. Thank you guys so much for your guys'
Have fun today. You're doing what you're doing.
Her problem. Tail it up and do it.
I know. Leave me back to work now.
Trump 2020.
Four more years.
Breitbart, nice.
You know, tomorrow there's south of here about 20 minutes is keep moving, hold our place.
Okay.
Is
She's going to, it's my parade. She's advertising.
I was shocked on that. I was like,
Woo!
sure.
Hello, good in the world. Thank you.
40 million.
Ivanka! All of them, all the children.
They sure are doing a good job.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he likes tacos.
You missed out.
That's what I was like.
Sounds like a helicopter.
Fake news. Fake news. Those are all voters, by the way. They're not dead. Or illegal. Pathetic. They are pathetic. Balance.
Good, baby! Yeah! 4 more years!
I love his tweet. I love his personality.
Best looking president ever. What do you think, huh? Best looking. Look at the women love him. Look at all the women here. They love him. How can't you? Hello. No, I don't. Oh.
You always do a great job.
on up if you wanna
Right here.
Yeah, so fantastic. Awesome. So we are joined here with some more Trump supporters. If I could have your first name and where you're from and how it's spelled.
Kim, and I'm from Ole, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. So you're here, it's early morning, it's pretty chilly. What is the motivation?
Yeah, we support our president. He's done a great job, and these are always a lot of fun. This is my daughter and I always come. She's right there. Come on up, Ash. And we just have fun. I mean, everybody here is really friendly, and we need 4 more years.
So you're from Pennsylvania. This is a big must-win state for both candidates. What is it looking like in Pennsylvania? Will Trump win
Pennsylvania? We were at 2016, not that this means anything, but we were at Hershey, Pennsylvania, and they asked us, what they thought of the election, and we said he's going to win Pennsylvania, and he's going to win. There's not going to be any hanging chads or anything, and he won 306 electorals, so we were happy.
Would you say that Pennsylvania is a swing state still?
I think it's a swing state. I think there's a lot of swing states. He's not going to win it by 10 points, but I think he might win it by 3, 4. We're hoping. There's a lot of shenanigans in Philly and stuff, so we're hoping that he wins it by enough where it's not going to go to the courts.
And what's your reaction? I mean, we're seeing some crazy violence in Philadelphia, but kind of all over the country. What's your reaction to it?
Democratic cities, and I think it's going to work to their disadvantage. People, they want to be safe, and especially in the suburbs, it starts creeping out and stuff. People are saying, I think they're saying enough is enough, and that's what people want to be safe. We want to live and have freedoms. And how about you?
Right, and a lot about on that freedom. We've had a couple of people here comments and just kind of this overbearingness of the governor here, Tom Wolf.
Yeah, he's not very well liked, I don't think. I really don't. And can't we just have a free election? Let the people say who they want. Don't try to hinder people. Don't try to put stumbling blocks in people. I mean, they put these boxes out, and we're not allowed to have polling people there and stuff. It's like, come on. If your candidate's so great, let's vote. Whoever wins, wins. But the Democrats I don't think, they don't have the same value that I think I have. Not that I'm perfect. But.
And what's your reaction to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court now extending the deadline?
They're a rogue court, and I think the Republicans blew that years ago. They should have impeached those guys for changing the redistricting. That's the legislative branch's job, not the Supreme Court's job. And they overstood their boundaries, and I don't think the state legislature, I don't know who would have impeached them. I guess they should have did something. They didn't even fight it, and that changed a lot of seats in this state. So.
Should Trump voters specifically be nervous about that ruling of the expanded ballot counting?
I think so. Like I said earlier, I hope we win by 3-4 points, and then it's not going to go to the courts. But who knows? If they don't cheat, they're not going to win. And I think that's with a lot of states are pulling these different shenanigans and stuff. And it's like I say, just have it free and fair, and hopefully we come on top. That's why everybody's here.
So 2016, a big thing was the silent majority. Do you believe that there is a bigger silent majority now?
I think just talking with people, I think you interviewed some younger people, and they said in college and that they couldn't wear a hat. Again, can't we have our viewpoint? Liberals are supposedly the party of tolerance, and yet they're the least tolerant people. If they beat people up, they intimidate people at restaurants. It's like you don't see. When we lose elections, we don't go out and riot and burn the cities down and stuff. So, yeah, I think it's something to be concerned about. But like I say, I'm hoping that there's enough people out there, especially with Wolf and the lockdown stuff. People want to get on with their life. The corona and stuff. How long are you going to lock down? Until there's no more coronavirus, which will never happen. So let's move on and open up and see what happens.
Well, thank you, sir, so much for your time. We very much appreciate it. Yes, you too. You too.
Oh, yeah. We're starting to funnel up now, so we'll be in there soon.
Yeah.
Hello, Trump! Wait, my parents just told me you guys were here. Can I take a picture to send it to them? Here, because they were like, do you see them? All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Breitbart. All right, Breitbart.
You gotta have the boots on. I got my winter. I got my insulated boot.
Breitbart, yeah.
Great. So we are live here with some young Trump supporters here in Pennsylvania. If I could just have your first name, how it's spelled, and where you guys are from.
Liam,
Sure.
Liam. I'm from Richboro, Pennsylvania. My name's Sean, Sean, and I'm also from Richboro, Pennsylvania.
Jared, Jared, Richboro, Pennsylvania, 1st Congressional District.
So you guys out here to support Trump?
I think he's the greatest president of all time. You can't match his domestic and foreign policy, the things he's doing for America, his passion for the American people. You can't beat it. We love him.
He's for the people. He's pro-Trump. He stands up for this country.
Go ahead.
And that's what we love about him. He's the best president we've had. Pro-life, pro-God, pro-everything. I just love the way he talks to the people. So excited to see him.
So being younger, and in Pennsylvania, a very big state to win for both candidates. What are you guys seeing in your friend groups, in your neighborhoods? What is the energy, and who is the energy for here in Pennsylvania?
I've seen a lot of Trump. Yeah, a lot of Trump. I work with people from Philly, so it's very diverse with how they with how they view things. But it's mainly Trump.
I go to Temple University. I'd say probably 60% of the people there are for Trump. It's going to be a landslide. The people scream loudest. They're the smallest majority, the liberals. So, yeah, it's going to be a landslide.
I go to school in Philadelphia, and I'm seeing a lot of, like, where I am, Biden-Harris, which is a shame. So.
College campus like at Temple, what are the students talking about when it comes to this election and voting?
Sure. The university is very much Biden heavy. There are Biden and leftist signs everywhere. They endorse the riots. Can't get groceries, can't get drugstore medicines. It's actually pretty wild. Within my friend group, we're all Trump. It's pretty wild.
Being on such a liberal campus and just out and about as well, dealing with different people and being young, have you guys ever had any experiences being either harassed because you guys support Trump? So what are some of those that you guys could share?
Off. I've been called all kinds of names.
It's like I've had things thrown in my car. I have a Blue Lives Matter little flag with the blue stripe on my car. I've had things thrown at us, just name calling, all sorts of things around town.
I've been cursed at, flipped off, name calling, just all negative energy. And when I hang around Trump supporters, it's all positive. Everyone's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, and they're all talking about the same thing. There's people with like minds of, we want freedom. We want not somebody who's going to let our cities burn. Because Philadelphia is going through a lot, and I hope it stops soon.
What are your guys' thoughts a little bit more on Philadelphia and just the violence and the movements that we've been seeing in all these major cities across the country?
I think it's mainly the governors, because the governors are the ones who are controlling the states. Trump is doing nothing that's negative towards our cities. It's all the Democrats. It's a shame to watch this country burn. Like, there's different cities that are burning, especially Philadelphia, and they're just endorsing it. Like, they want everything shut down. Like, I can't go to a grocery store because I'm afraid of getting flipped off or punched or something like that. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. I think we need millions more of police funding. I think the National Guard needs to be sent in. I don't think the governors are doing a good job at all.
If you guys could give a message to Governor Tom Wolf here in Pennsylvania, what would you guys like to say to him?
I'll go. Please open up our state again. It would really help, and also take control of our cities, because we're not doing so good with them. I absolutely agree. I think we should reopen PA. We can't stay stuck in and avoiding chaotic cities. Yeah.
We need to end the lockdown, ease restrictions. We need a safe reopening. The 10%, 20% in restaurants, venues, it just doesn't work. Business needs to reopen. We need live events again. It all needs to come back.
Also, no more face masks, because the COVID is, you see it here, like minimal people are wearing masks. And like after November 3rd, I'm probably not going to wear a mask in public, even because like if there's a rebellion, then like they can't stop us. I posted something on Facebook. If anybody like wants to start a rebellion with me, like they can't stop us if we're in numbers.
Talking about like mask rebellion, like not wearing masks.
Yeah, not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because COVID is nowhere in the air. Like the numbers are like.
The numbers are way down, deaths are down. I'll wear the mask. I just don't want to mandate. Nobody's going to tell me that I have to do anything. My body, my choice.
I absolutely agree.
Now, real fast before we go, if you guys could sit down with President Trump, have a Diet Coke, what are some things that you want him to know going into this last stretch of the election?
Keep the same energy. Just keep the same energy. Keep doing the rallies. You're having amazing turnouts. Like, look at everybody here. Yeah. Everybody, busloads of like people, amazing people.
I think the first priority is a stimulus. He's pushing for that. He wants it. Mnuchin and him are going to go big time. I think he should go full send. Who cares what the liberals think? If he has the next 4 years, they can't impeach him again. Just go all out. You have the support of all the American people, probably 99%.
I think he should just stay with what he's doing with his rallies and everything. He's done a great job with that. I think Monday he's supposed to do like 12 or 13 or something like that. So I think he's really going to do good with those.
Well, gentlemen, thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
chatting with
Thank
us.
you. Great part. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rally. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Allie J. Nikolai for Breitbart News. Behind the cameras, the wonderful Matthew Purdy, who had a birthday yesterday. So why don't you put some birthday shout outs to the ever hardworking Matthew Purdy. Again, thank you so much for your support. Love this on Facebook. Like it, share it, follow us on all of our social media. We are in the last stretch of this election, and your support is so crucial for all of it and all that we do. So thank you so much. We again are live here in Reading, Pennsylvania. We're going to go in. We're going to go live yet again with President Trump speaking to the crowds here in Pennsylvania. It's going to be a big rally. Thank you again. Have a great day. Happy Halloween. And we'll see you next time.
Is the gate open yet? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, good.